Loretta. Loretta? Can you hear me? I'm not on mute, but I can't hear you. Oh, Loretta's on mute. I can't hear you. You're on mute. And frozen. You got to take yourself off mute.
Hello.
Hi. Is this just a Zoom meeting?
Pardon?
Is this just a Zoom meeting or is it in person?
It's just a Zoom meeting.
Just a Zoom meeting.
We
Okay.
were able to get
Okay.
the room,
Goodbye.
so I was disappointed about that.
No, I wasn't sure. And my wife just went down to town hall. She thought, anyway.
We had hoped it would be. Anyway.
Hello.
Hi, Ed. Hi, Ed.
Already.
Hi, this is Jeff Tyndall. I think we're at the end of the agenda.
Oh, hi, Jeff.
How you doing?
Good.
Hi, Ryan.
You're muted, Ryan.
Yeah, let's see. How about now?
We
Great.
got you.
Hey, Ahmad.
Hey, hi Ed, how are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
And Ryan, this is Jeff Tyndall, part of the 65 Gun. We thought it was in person. My wife was just down at town hall because Jim gave us the wrong information. So, but doesn't matter. I'm on.
Yes, my apologies. I received word that you might be joining us and sent word back just to clarify it was Zoom. So
It's okay.
apologies for the extra trip to town hall and for your wife.
No problem.
Just bear with me for 1 second. I've got to take care of something while we all come in.
Ed, you didn't think you'd see me on this call.
You know, we thought we might see you, but I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
sure.
All right. Yeah, I just have a few questions at the appropriate time.
Hmm.
We're hoping a couple more members will pop in.
I don't know if we have any others, do we, Loretta?
Well, we have other members. Susie Payne usually joins us. Who else?
I think Ashley has left.
Ashley has left, yes. But we have two others.
I'm back.
Shannon is not here, and
Shannon's here. Hi,
I'm so-
Loretta.
no, Shannon.
Yes, so Susie had just sent me a note that she wasn't going to be able to make it. So I think we're all here.
I'm sorry. I don't see everybody, but that's okay.
All right, so let's see. I guess I will call to order our meeting on Wednesday, October 8th, getting ahead of myself, for our Conservation Commission meeting. I think I we have enough here for everybody to hold a meeting. So I can see Loretta, Ed, Shannon, and Paxton's here also. So all of us from the Conservation Commission are here with the exception of Susie Payne tonight. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not missing anyone, am I?
No,
Okay. Let's see. So getting to our agenda, I'd sent out the minutes from our last special meeting and wanted to make sure everybody got a chance to review those. And if there was any questions or comments or concerns from that last meeting that we had. Otherwise, I can make a motion to accept those meeting minutes.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, great. Next item on our agenda tonight is any motions to include items that are not currently on our agenda.
Yes, I'd asked for the notable tree project to be included.
Yes, and Loretta, I think that kind of since I think that falls a little bit under the gift in kind from Arbor Services agenda item, as
That's-
we've kind of directed the use of those funds potentially towards that initiative. So not that I was ignoring your request to put those notable trees on the agenda. I just thought that they would be held under that umbrella of Arbor Services.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, we can touch on it at that point.
Yes.
So just talking about the New Preston open space stewardship. As we know, the invasives are down there are pretty rough. The path has been consistently mowed by the town, and I personally have gone for a couple hikes down there myself. And I'm not sure if anyone else has had the opportunity to, but about 2 weeks ago now, the entirety of the field was also mowed, so it's pretty open down there at this point in time. And I always suggest, it's a good place to go take a walk if you'd like to take a walk. At this point, does anybody else have anything to add about the New Preston open space stewardship?
No,
Okay, one kind of question, and it relates to the next item, which is the open space use of funds and language. I was trying to look around today and I couldn't find where I saw it, but I saw something, and I'm mostly asking everyone if they saw anything on other commissions' agendas with regards to the use of open space funds. I looked on planning's minutes, I looked on the zoning minutes. I'm pretty sure I saw something presented from some other commission in town about the use of those funds and possibly changing the language of it, but I couldn't find it for the life of me today. Does anyone else know anything about what I'm talking about?
yes, but Wayne had made it very clear at the last meeting or the meeting before that those funds in no way can be used for anything but land purchase.
Right, but I believe the planning commission was possibly looking at changing the language to use those funds for other things like stewardship. And I just, again, for the life of me, couldn't find where I saw that being talked about by some other commission other than conservation.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be Wayne. He will vote against it.
About using those funds for anything other than
Oh, he was adamant.
acquisition.
He was absolutely adamant. I don't know if you remember the meeting, but no.
Okay. All right. So not much else, I guess, to report on that particular agenda item. A gift in kind for Arbor Services, Loretta, as I had mentioned, this one falls kind of under that notable tree project. We've had some brief discussions, and Loretta, I appreciate you kind of taking this one on. And as it relates to Arbor Services, where Ashley had kind of left off on it. So,
I'm sure everyone got my outline several weeks ago. I sent to everybody how we would proceed, but it needs to be a group effort. we have to visit, we have 20 trees, but Ed was gonna give me the addresses of 3 other trees, but Ed, did you have a chance to send that to me? Maybe the addresses of you wanted to add 3.
I can't remember now, Loretta. I sent them to Ashley.
Oh,
So she had them, and did I send them to you also? I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that.
but could you just check on that and just send me, I just need to
Yeah.
know the 3 trees that you wanted to add, so we have 23 trees. The
Yep.
point is, now that the leaves are falling off, we have to be, it has to be a group effort. We have to go and visit each tree, photograph each tree, make sure we identified it properly, and that's where we would ask Arbor Services to come in to be our advisor. And then, of course, we would love to put together the list and publicize it in town and various newspaper articles and so forth. But we have to get going. We need to get together as a group and say, okay, we've got 23 trees to examine. We have to go and photograph them. I don't know how we should do that. Should we give each person 3 trees or no? What do you think?
That's a good idea, Loretta. I think maybe based on, if we could see the address list, then we could maybe divide around where we live and
I
split it up.
sent everybody that list, but it's been a week, so let me do it again. I'll send it out, and then how many people would be willing to look at 3 or 4 trees and photograph them?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. I can do the 3 that I need to send to you.
There you go. Okay.
That's because you already have pictures of those, Ed.
Well, that's probably true.
But it's okay because I know you're very busy. So if you could do those 3 trees, and then we've got 20 trees, and we've got how many people are willing to go out and do this? It has to be done. I mean, it would have been nice to do it before the leaves went off the trees, but most of them are deciduous trees.
Is there a time crunch on this? Does it have to happen before spring when the leaves are back on the trees?
I don't know, you guys tell me. I mean, I'm not an expert. We have to find the trees, identify them, and we've got the names, the Latin names of all the trees. And we just have to confirm that they're still alive, because this is from an old list. And Ed, you're the one who's an expert. What would you suggest? That we wait till spring, or?
I mean, if we have to assess their condition, then I would wait till spring, yes.
Okay, well then.
Unless we got out there almost immediately,
Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna get out there immediately. I was hoping that we were going to meet earlier, but or in the summer, but we didn't. So we'll just put this off as a spring project then. But
Well, I don't think it hurts to distribute the list, and let's, have that solidified list. And,
okay,
granted, the leaves are falling off of them, and it doesn't give, let's say, a 100% accurate view of what the tree's health is and so on and so forth, but it may give us a starting point for me personally anyway, say that, these 10 trees are within my regular travels. Let me start to lay eyes on these things and
good.
And provide some notes for myself and for us on these trees.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can move forward and take pictures. And if we have to eliminate a tree next spring because it turns out it actually isn't alive, then we can do that. But I think we can move forward.
Yeah, I think that you could tell generally the health of a tree with or without leaves. I mean, or even if the tree is in existence at this point. So I think we should start the process and not wait any longer to kind of start it. And if it takes checking in on a couple of those on the list later in the year, or earlier in next year, then we can do so.
Okay, now it looks like we have 4 people who are willing to do this, plus Ed's going to take those 3 additional trees that he's already worked on. So we each need to do 5 trees. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah. and depending on the location, you know, we may say, okay, I can
More.
take 7 instead of 5, and, you know, because 3 are in Shannon's backyard versus 8 in mine, like we can divide and conquer. I don't think we have to set a number to anyone in particular.
Okay, so I'll make a list for, there are gonna be 5 volunteers, and I'll make a list of who's gonna do what with flexibility.
Right.
I think I'm gonna get this out to you tomorrow so that we can
Okay,
get going.
perfect. Thank you, Loretta.
Okay, and just bring your camera. And you
Right.
know, you can identify a tree by its bark if you're an expert.
Right.
So you don't-
Yeah, even the, you know, taking the pictures, then we can all help each other identify if it's not identifiable individually.
And that's where we would ask Bill to confirm that that tree is the same name as, which is on the original list, so.
Right.
Okay, good news, we're gonna move ahead. You'll get my communication tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you, Loretta. I appreciate you taking the legwork on that initiative.
And I'm happy to go with anybody out to a tree and help identify, even if it's not sort of the tree that I've been assigned to. So happy to
Okay.
do that.
Good, thank you for volunteering. Okay, good. I feel a lot better about this, getting a little group action going.
Excellent. Once we kind of go through this process a little bit, I think then would be the best time to pull Arbor Services into the conversation. Once we can kind of give it a first look. So we're just gonna, you know, keep that off to the side with regards to the notable trees, and I'll try to get in contact with Bill from Arbor Services and talk about what we're thinking about, just to solidify, you know, what he's put on the table for us in the past, presumably moving forward, and how we can incorporate his services into this agenda item.
Great, thank you very much. I'm counting on you to call him. Okay,
Okay. The next item on our list here is the tree regs process. As noted in our last meeting minutes, Wayne had reported that tree regulations is part of the plan of conservation and development that the planning commission is working on. Their meeting that was supposed to happen, if I'm not mistaken, just recently or just in a week or so, has been rescheduled to, if I'm not mistaken, about like November 5th. So once I can reconfirm that date, I'll let everyone know when that meeting is happening, and I'll try to reconnect with Wayne in the meantime to get some clarity on what the planning commission is doing in terms of implementation of incorporating tree regulations that we had made recommendations for that plan of conservation and development.
excellent.
Are
So-
you, we should go to that meeting? Is that what you're?
Well,
implying?
I think somebody should.
Okay.
I can go to the meeting, but
Yeah.
it's a town hall meeting.
I could check quickly.
I think planning commission usually meets at town hall.
Okay, it's a planning commission meeting.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Chip, send us all the date, and I know I can go.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right here. Let's see. So there is a public hearing date that changed from October 1st and rescheduled to November 5th at 7 p.m. So I think that I will reach out to Wayne to try to get some clarity on what we've made recommendations for and what they're carrying over through in their current plan of conservation and development that's coming forth for a meeting on November 5th.
And would we be actually presenting something?
No, it's just from my perspective, getting confirmation or clarity on what we've proposed and what they've proposed to adopt in that new plan.
Okay. The more of us who go, the better.
Right, and I think what we do between now and then is crucial because of, you know, I think that's the day that they present it and some acceptance or adoptance happens. So I'll reach out to Wayne on that one and try to get some clarity, and I'll report back to everyone via email.
And
Perfect.
are you expecting that's the last, like, is that the official, like, we're about to adopt it meeting? Or is that just, one in the process?
I, I I don't know the answer to that. Anything, what I see in their meeting minutes from their last meeting was that they've received, positive feedback from the council of governments, like the state, with regards to their current draft of that. Now, I don't know how many more drafts they need to go. If this is the final, final one. So that's what I need some clarity on.
Gotcha.
And if you have any information that he's put in writing, you can send it to all of us.
Yes, will
Okay,
do.
thank you.
All right, moving on to the next item, which is kind of the POCD, but inaccurately reflected in the agenda. It's really the NRIR, and that's part of that POCD. So Ed, if you would like to step in on that one and just, let us know where we stand on it, or if you'd like me to, I'm happy to give you the floor.
Yeah, no, we just finished the report, the updated report for 2025, and it's going to be posted on the Conservation Commission website in the next couple days. So, that's a nice update after 25 years.
Yes, and I know we've all had many opportunities to review a number of drafts of that. And I know Ed and Hunter and Rory with Steep Rock have spent a lot of time, working on this updated document, and glad to report that it's finalized, and it's going to be up. And as soon as I get word that it is posted on our website, well, we'll send you that link. But it's nothing that none of you have not seen already at this point. So thank you, Ed, for driving that initiative.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's see here. So I'll just report that, as we all know, Ashley has resigned from the Conservation Commission for a seat on the Finance Committee in town. At this point, I'd like to pass the torch over to Mrs. Tyndall, I believe. I know Jeffrey, but he comes up here and you're muted right now. Just to give us an update on the property transfer and the easement compliance inspection for the 65 Gun Hill Road property, with regards to that conservation easements on the land there.
Sure. Yeah, it's Cheryl. That's fine. You can
Hi,
call me.
Cheryl. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, I was late. I went down to town hall because I thought the meeting was there. And then obviously it's just a Zoom meeting. So sorry, I joined a little late.
No, our apologies because of the holiday this month. Our meeting's a little different day and the room was occupied down there.
That's what I
So
found
we
out.
went virtual.
Yeah, that's what I found out. Anyway, okay, so unfortunately, I don't have a lot to report in terms of progress, but I'll explain why. Initially, we were, just quite busy selling our home, moving into this one. And then different people were recommended to me to use as landscape architects so we could get you a proposal, because I understood that's the first thing to do. Is that right?
Yes, so there were some concerns when we went to look at those easements, and kind of made the determination that things weren't in order for what we would need in order to sign off on a letter of compliance. And we basically said, we understand, and here's a plan to enable us to sign off on that letter of compliance. One would be to come up with a plan to somewhat
Right.
restore the area with native plants, and two, start to enact that plan, and three, come and review to see that plan and action on that plan has all come to fruition.
Right. No, that makes total sense. So anyway, as I understood, the first thing for us to do is to get a plan to you. So we need a landscape architect to draw something up. So we were in contact with one person, and he submitted just like not a proposal in terms of a plan, just because we wanted a ballpark figure of what it would cost, because the former owner has to approve of every dollar spent. So that's gonna involve some plan. But anyway, so then I wanted to get competing bids, and I contacted someone else. So all this is taking time for them to get me proposal. And the competing bid, it seemed to us, was astronomically high compared to the first. But we got feedback that the first bidder may not be so prompt at delivering. That's a repetition. So right now, we're in the process of trying to get proposals from 2 other people, one recommended by our contractor and one recommended by our interior designer, who's very well known in the community and basically knows everyone. So that's kind of where we are in terms of, you know, determining or deciding at least who we'll work with. Then we have to go and get the approval from Lenski, was the former owner, and then get them to drop a plan, submit it to you. And then, from what I understand from talking to these people, at this point, there can't be planting done before the spring. It's too late in the season. That's what my understanding is. By the time they get the plan and you approve the plan, it's going to be well into late fall, early winter. So that's
Okay.
that's the timing we're looking at. So hopefully by your next meeting, I'll at least have, well, hopefully, I mean, fingers crossed, we'll be able to plan to you. Do you meet monthly? How often do you meet?
Yes, monthly, typically the first Wednesday of each month.
Okay, let me just jot that down. First Wednesday each month. Okay.
Yes,
So-
and that all sounds reasonable and realistic to me. You know, kind of being a contractor and dealing with bids,
Oh.
and you know, things take time. And that was, you know, there was not an immediate like urgency to all of this. In fact, when this kind of all developed, it was I was adamant about pumping the brakes on it because of the season that it was and the plantings and the you know, I wanted to do this right and not create more problems for you or the seller or the land in itself. So I'll speak for myself, is that I'm okay with, like, you know, things taking a little time. We're faced with winter here coming up. And with every project I deal with, I'd rather take a little more time to make sure it's perfect on paper before we put a shovel in the ground.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being so accommodating and patient. You know, yeah, I agree, because we want to do what's, you know, you find suitable, you know.
Right. Yes. Okay. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
And also, there was one thing too that apparently it was surveyed, and I don't know, but I want it to be resurveyed according to your requirements, because it seems, I don't know, but I would just want that to be verified, that that's where the land that's involved. I want to be double sure.
Yes,
Right.
and we appreciate that too, because that was one of our things. There was a lot of different mapping that was
Yeah.
presented to us, and we found, and not a lot of monumentation of that mapping or boundaries out in the field, which made it difficult for us also.
Yeah.
GPS coordinates of the corners of those easements is another facet to this, which I believe, you know, you're undertaking as well with the contractors you're dealing with. So I'm confident that as this process, you know, evolves over the next few months, that all the ducks will be lined up, and you'll present a plan back to us that we're going to be satisfied with, maybe with a tweak or two. And I think that everything will be resolved at that point in time in the spring.
Maybe this is premature, but I just wanted to ask, and I don't need an answer now, but if the current survey is accurate of where I see like flags put up, there are in that area mature existing plants, you know, like a big hydrangea bush, but it's huge. Are those going to have to be moved? I mean, you don't have to tell me now, but it's like at one corner, you know, it's just at one corner, and then the rest is basically grass.
I would say that, and I guess it ties back to your landscape designer on what their plan is to present in terms of a plan. But some kind of, as it relates to that survey, an existing plan that notes, okay, here's these plants that are mature and existing now.
Right,
And, we'd like to keep those. Are you okay with
yeah,
the following as it relates to the existing and the proposed? So,
okay. So we
you know.
could like submit a plan with those existing, and then we'll see if you approve it, because it's just in like it's such a shame to rip up huge, mature plants.
Yeah, I think that, I'm not a landscape designer, but I'm
Right.
sure they've dealt with that situation of what's existing and adding new and how they make the two dance together.
But I
So,
mean,
one of my concerns originally was, okay, if they go and try to plant a whole bunch of things in August and disturbing the soil when we haven't had a lot of rain could lead to like further erosion and
Totally.
other issues on a very steep rocky slope. So that was one of my biggest concerns with the whole thing. So if in their opinion and our perception, keeping those is going to have a better long-term, the least amount of impact on that steep grade and the land around it, to keep those instead of removing them and planting them with native, then I think that we're all ears. But again, I
Okay.
speak for myself. So
okay, so at least we can present a plan with those existing, and you guys would consider that.
I would say so.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you. Yeah. And it's a good point you made about potential erosion, because it might even be that we need more irrigation to get the new plants that are going to be planted, have sufficiently water, because new plants require more water than existing, So that might take some time, but that's my headache, not yours.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're open to it, and we appreciate you going through all this legwork to do the right thing.
Oh, yeah, no, we want to be in compliance. I mean, so, and I like native plants, so I'll be okay.
Very good.
Thank you
Thank
very,
you.
very much for your time. I look
You're
forward to
welcome.
working together.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
Do you
Right.
need me anymore? Or no, I can go off?
Yeah, you're all set. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. All right.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure, Loretta.
Don't know where, I've been to every meeting. I've read the minutes. I don't know anything about this easement problem.
So, I think that I could bring you back up to speed kind of offline if that's better, just for the sake of time and things. I'd be more than happy to. Why don't we jump on a call tomorrow and I'll bring you up to speed a little bit. I think it kind of unfolded while you were in France for your birthday.
Okay, all right. So then the other thing is, well, because I just was wondering why, if someone wants an easement, it's costing them a fortune to comply.
It's a bit of a long story, but
Okay,
I'm happy to tell it to you tomorrow.
okay, sounds good. Talk tomorrow about that.
Okay.
Move on.
Now, I believe, has everyone seen my the email that I received? And Ahmad, I'm not ignoring you here. I know you're sitting there patiently. With regards to our visitors at our last meeting that didn't actually happen. And I just there's a proposal to put a cell tower in Woodville along Route 341 area. And Ahmad and his wife live in that neighborhood and came to our last meeting that didn't actually have enough of us there to hold a quorum. And I know it's a big item personally for them. And it's also been raised to, higher authorities, much more so than the Conservation Commission. So I guess we have the option at this point to add this as a potential item of discussion here, or end our meeting, or I'm looking for some input from others here.
I don't know anything about the proposal, so I'm not quite sure how to respond to adding or not.
I have two questions, but maybe you want to explain the proposal before I ask my questions.
Well, my understanding is there's a steep council, which is the state that has higher authority even than the town of allowing or not allowing certain things to happen, such as wind turbines to cell towers to hydroelectric dams to solar arrays. And my understanding is that there is a proposal that was shut down about 15 years ago to put a cell tower in this location or a similar location and area. I've looked a little bit to try to find out, what happened then. But that proposal is back, whether it's a new proposal in a slightly different location with some tweaks to it, to put this cell tower in that Woodville River Road 341 Rumford Road Route 202
In
area
the town, in the town?
in the town of Washington.
Okay.
Yes. And I guess that no matter it doesn't matter if the zoning doesn't want it or the wetlands doesn't want it. If the steep council says that it's okay, then, this vendor has the right to go ahead and build this cell tower, at this location. I believe that the selectmen are working with our town attorneys and trying to communicate and get more information and understand this, this proposal better. And that's about what I know about it. So I suppose it's our option if Ahmad would like to give us an update on it just for our general knowledge. I don't think there's no motion at this point in time. This is strictly an update from a neighbor to let us know what they know and what's going on currently, for our own personal knowledge.
Can I
Is
just
that
ask
fair?
that to be through a lens? You can choose not to do this, Ahmad, if you don't want to, but
Yeah.
what is it that you specifically are needing from the Conservation Commission in regards to this request? I don't have any agenda with this. I just want to be really clear on what you're asking of us as you share this update.
Sure. No, great question. And thank you. I'll just share a few updates. And can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'll share a few updates and I'll start with tomorrow. There's a Board of Selectmen meeting where Jim has invited a technical individual from Tower LLC to just shed a little bit more light on this project as well as host a Q&A. So I encourage anyone to attend if you're interested in learning more about this. But just going back to what Ryan said, so yes, about 15 years ago, just to give you a little background, same location, same landlord, same location, 15 years ago, different company. It was AT&T back then. Long story short, I think we caught the process early on, 15 years ago. When they did, I think when they floated the balloon, they took different pictures and so forth. So they, generated a technical report. And then a few months later is when they would submit the application to the Connecticut Siting Council. It never got to the Connecticut Siting Council because of a town meeting that was hosted. And there was a lot of opposition. Washington Montessori School played a big role back then, with opposing. A lot of parents showed up. As well as a lot of local residents here showed up and opposed the cell tower in the community, with close proximity to homes, as well as the school itself, which resulted with AT&T just kind of pulling the application. But here we are again 15 years later, and under Verizon, through Tower LLC, we're much further along. I guess I jumped on the call today just to ask a few questions. I would imagine the Conservation Commission would have received a technical report back when it was generated. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. So I was curious from a I think one of the things that, conservation is involved in are different scenic roads. Is that correct?
It's the, isn't it zoning or,
The planning commission actually
Planning, right.
oversees, the scenic road.
Okay,
sadly, we do not have a say.
okay. My bad. I thought maybe, all right, so planning commission does. Okay, so I'm just curious, like if, have any of you been in a situation dealing with a cell tower where the Conservation Commission is involved in any way? I know there was a cell tower that went up at the town garage, for example. I don't know if, does the commission get involved? And I was specifically thinking maybe from a scenic standpoint that your commission was involved, but I guess I've got the wrong the wrong commission. So maybe I'll have to jump on that. Maybe wetlands as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think most of us here are relatively new to the Conservation Commission. Within the last, let's say, 6 or so years, I believe that cell tower at the town garage predated most of us on the Conservation Commission. So I can't say whether we, as a conservation, had any involvement or say in that happening. We are an advisory commission to other commissions in town. And, as an example, as much as we as a Conservation Commission love our scenic roads and in particular dirt roads, we've, failed to stop one dirt road right now from becoming a paved road. And that's just an example of,
And from them cutting a bunch of trees on the scenic road too. We couldn't stop
Right.
that either.
So I don't want to discount any value that the Conservation Commission has, but relative to other, commissions in town with like true authority rather than advisory authority, we're pretty low on the ladder. But
Okay.
I know the planning conservation is pretty active with those things and has a lot more weight than we do.
Can I
Okay.
add the key question that I have for you, Ahmad, is, and because we are not experts on, and maybe somebody knows, about the conservation impact of cell towers. I mean, I think if you could share that with us, then we would be able to understand if we had a role in this conversation in town. But I don't know if anybody knows what it is, and so we can't really take a stand on anything unless we know what the conservation impact is. So I think it would be helpful to know that.
Sure, and I can get some more information there. I mean, I was on the website and under listed under the agenda section on the left-hand side, it specifically lists, historical New Preston Falls, invasive plants of Washington, New Preston open space, and then scenic road. So that caught my attention. And it caught my attention because the scenic roads that are listed are Rabbit Hill Road, Couch Road, sorry. And the cell tower, the cell tower's location, most likely is going to be visible from Rabbit Hill, sorry. And maybe even Couch Road. So that's why I wanted to bring it up. As far as, there's going to be a lot of clearing. I don't know, my understanding from the plans is that there's going to be almost an acre of trees that are going to be cleared to create the road, the access road for the cell tower. So I don't know how, if that's something that the Conservation Commission, you guys get involved in, you don't get involved in, but the scenic road is really what caught my attention. And it was, on the website, it's listed as part of
under the conservation
Exactly.
website. Yeah, now
Yeah,
if you
I
go
think
on that,
Paxton's comment was the right one. If you could provide information related to the natural resources that might be impacted by the proposal, that would seem to be more in the purview of the Conservation Commission, given the body's pretty, like Ryan mentioned, pretty targeted, description and charge.
Yeah, and I think the acre of clear cut definitely gets into our purview. So, that's something, I mean, we're concerned about trees, we're concerned about, tree clearing. So that's potentially something that we would want to discuss.
What about, what about like any endangered species? Is that anything that the Conservation Commission gets involved in, or is that more?
I think the Department of Environmental Protection might be more interested in that aspect of it on a state level. I mean, not that we're
Right.
not interested in it, but if there was something proposed that the DEP hasn't already been made aware of, and there are things on that property that have been overlooked through the course of this application that could be viable, I would think it would tie back to DEP.
Okay. Can I forward you, Ryan, like the technical report, just so you have it? And see if anything sticks out that might be of concern?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I appreciate you coming, and I'm gonna do my best to maybe try to see what happens at that meeting tomorrow with the selectmen as well, with this technical expert, and I'm sure you'll be there too. But yes, please do forward it along to me. I think in addition to the scenic roads that you mentioned, this project could be visible from the tail end of Rumford Road, which is also a designated scenic road in Washington. And we're happy to, get updates from you on this and receive information sent directly to me and see if there's any place that the Conservation Commission can weigh in on it.
Okay, and I appreciate that. And the tomorrow's meeting, if anyone wants to attend, the Board of Selectmen meeting is at 5:30, and that is at the town hall.
Is that
As
a
well-
hybrid?
Can also be attended by Zoom. Yes, it's a hybrid. Yep.
Okay, excellent.
Okay. Well, I will. I'll try to look at some of the reports and see if there's more information that I can share. And I'll forward that technical report to you as well and see if there's anything that might stand out in it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ahmad.
All right. I appreciate your time.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
See you,
Bye-bye.
All
Mark.
right. Thanks, everybody. If does anyone else have anything to add for this tonight?
I feel like your associate there is going to close out this meeting for us.
Oh, he's nothing compared to my other associate just over there out of the screen right now. All right. Well, I appreciate you all, coming tonight and all the work that we're doing on it. And if nothing else for this evening, let's keep some of these conversations going offline. And with that,
Wait, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you're trying to, just one quick question. I noticed
Sure.
on the website, because I was looking to see what he was talking about with the open space. I mean, we have a couple
This-
member vacancies. Is it of use to this group to, not tonight, but just to put it out there as a charge to start considering a couple of new members? Because it seems to be, we have quite a few openings on this.
we always are, Paxton. Always.
right.
So if you have any candidates that you think would be a good fit and are, interested in possibly joining, bring them to our attention because we're all ears.
Okay, great.
And
Thank you.
one last thing before we hop off, I was looking at the POCD while we were all talking, and the latest draft does have listed a strategy that says amend the town's open space ordinance to allow funding for activities other than municipal acquisition, including open space monitoring and subsidies for NGOs. So that's good. That would open it
Yeah.
up a bit.
Yes, I thought I saw something and thank you for checking
Yeah.
that and finding it so quickly. So I think it's a positive thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be more flexible if that were to go through. It seems like it might take a while to kind of implement, but that's a good jumping off point.
Right. I think so too.
Okay,
All right.
everybody.
Thank you, everyone. With that, I'll make a
Motion
motion
to
to
adjourn.
close our meeting for October 8th, 2025.
Yay, second.
All right.
Second,
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
thanks.
Good
Bye.
seeing everyone and talk to you all soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.